With it being as popular as it is, many Pokémon fans have likely heard of shiny hunting in passing, if not indulged in it themselves. However, in recent generations, a newer type of hunting has entered the ring, one that, while not as popular as its contemporary, what it lacks in popularity it definitely makes up for in entertainment. Hello and welcome to the Absolute Gamecast. For today's video, I'd like to explain the mechanics behind mark hunting and encourage anyone who has any interest to try it for themselves. Marks are a feature first introduced in 2019 during the era of Pokémon Sword and Shield as an evolution of the ribbon system seen in earlier games. While the feature has been around since base game launched, many people, and myself included, didn't discover this feature until the following year, since I don't think they explained Mark's existence until the first DLC released. Once activated, Marks give Pokemon various special titles when they're sent into battle. They're found on any wild Pokemon in the overworld or through random encounters, and won't have any visible effect on the Pokemon. The only way to tell if a Pokemon has a mark in this game is to catch them and check the ribbon section of their summary screen. From here, you can activate the mark to make the effect visible for that specific Pokemon in battle. This may not seem like a big deal, and admittedly it's not, but the thing I like about mark hunting, aside from the odds, which I'll get into soon, is that it makes each Pokemon feel more individualized compared to the same Pokemon owned by someone else. Getting more into the odds and statistics, this is another strong suit of mark hunting. The odds of finding a shiny Pokemon are usually around 1 in 4,096 with no method or shiny charm. Because of this, getting a shiny can take anywhere from a few hours to a few days before you get one, and even with the boosted odds, it can still take a while. With mark hunting, the odds are actually split into different rarity tiers ranging from 1 in 25 to 1 in 1,000, so the odds of finding marked Pokemon is significantly higher already. However, similar to shiny Pokemon, there's also a special charm that increases the odds even further. Upon receiving the mark charm from the Isle of Armor DLC, the min range is shortened from 1 in 1,000 to 3 in 1,000 as an example. There have been times when I would go mark hunting and get a marked Pokemon in 7 encounters on the higher end or a single encounter at the lowest. This makes hunts feel far more rewarding and easier to pick up if you don't happen to get what you're looking for right away. The biggest problem with hunting in this game is that, as mentioned, you never know when a Pokemon is marked, and will have to catch everything. This can be pretty costly if you aren't already stocked up. It also fills your boxes with a lot of Pokemon that you may not want. However, with Pokemon Home's mass release feature, this becomes a lot easier to manage. After Sword and Shield's time in the spotlight concluded, marks disappeared for the rest of Gen 8, being absent in both BDSP and Legends Arceus. Marks eventually returned in fall of 2022 with the release of Scarlet and Violet, and for the time being were largely the same, along with the inclusion of several new marks for players to hunt for, along with the Mightiest mark, a mark obtained exclusively through Terra Raid events. Another notable inclusion was Tidal Power Sandwiches, which increased the odds of getting marked Pokemon of a certain type. This was pretty big, since Sword and Shield marks weren't available in raids at all. If only they weren't a massive pain to complete. The next big change would arrive in the Indigo Disc DLC in the winter of 2023 with the reintroduction of the Mark Charm as a reward for completing the Blueberry Academy Pokédex, and the upgrade to the lock-on feature you could exchange BP for in the club room. With this upgrade, you can now see advanced information on wild Pokemon before fighting them, including their size range, and more relevant to this video, if they have a mark. Gone are the days of having to catch every Pokemon not knowing which ones are marked. With this feature, managing PC storage is a non-issue, and farming several marked Pokemon is much faster, allowing for players to get large hauls in a much shorter time. I personally haven't done much mark hunting recently, since I only got the mark charm in Scarlet and Violet a few days ago at the time of writing, but with the start of my streaming series on this channel on the mark, revolving around the mechanic, I look forward to getting to dive back into the swing of hunting again and seeing what adventures await. I hope this video helps to encourage you to at least give mark hunting a try and see if you enjoy it, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Not gonna force you, do what you want. Thanks for tuning in, and that's the video. Bye.